Ever since his approval rating slipped into the negatives, federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh has been feeling neglected and underappreciated by the Canadian general public. But don't worry, he has a plan to get back on top, and it's called constantly embarrassing himself all of the time. I don't know what runs through Jagmeet Singh's head that makes him say and do the things that he does, but it seems like his actual strategy to try and go from his -3 approval rating back up to where he used to be at, genuinely used to be at like a +20. But his plan now is just to go out there and just swing wildly at the Conservatives, make a fool of himself, have people point and laugh at him, and then just rinse and repeat the next day. It's tragic to watch, but it's a tragic comedy from my perspective. And this week, Jagmeet Singh is trying to blame the federal Conservative Party and Pierre Poilievre for the leaky border, for all the illegal crossings and smuggling going on. That's not Justin Trudeau and his fault, the people who actually control the government. That's Pierre Poilievre's fault because he doesn't believe in them hard enough or whatever, or something Stephen Harper 20 years ago is whatever Jagmeet Singh's argument. I'll let him make his own case here, but it doesn't make much sense to me.
We got to do everything possible to get the toxic garbage, the toxic drugs off our streets. That's what I'm focused on. What I've heard from Pierre Poilievre is a lot of playing politics with people's lives, making not actually focused on solutions to save people's lives, not focused on getting people the help they need, and not focusing on border, which the Conservatives had massive cuts in staffing, so that we're up against a very leaky border where there are dangerous items coming into our country because of the cuts the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre brought in that have not allowed for our borders to be as secure as they should be. And so I question the genuine nature of Pierre Poilievre. He's not serious about this. This is for him playing politics. This is for him about dividing people.
Thank you for Rebel News for clipping this. I have about 5 things to say about this. Don't count them, but I'm just saying I have a lot of stuff to say about this. One, you can tell the hamster running on the wheel inside Jagmeet Singh's head is getting a bit tired, and it doesn't have the energy it used to have. This guy is not even that good at lying or making excuses. Really, it cuts from when the Conservatives were in power back in 2015 that is affecting the border today. Really? At the same time, he's talking about toxic drugs on the streets and Pierre Poilievre playing politics with people's lives and not caring if people get hurt. At the same time, Jagmeet Singh supports safe supply programs. He's supporting his counterpart idiot out here in British Columbia, pushing for an expanded safe supply program. He wants it all over the country, even though it's already ruined BC. David Eby refuses to back off it. He'll make some changes around the sides of decriminalization, but he's a radical, so he's not going to step off of it. But really, it's Poilievre's fault that you guys, spending more money than ever before on the federal level, can't hire more border guards, can't actually have monitoring systems to make sure that we can crack down on smugglers moving firearms and drugs over the border. That's also the biggest farce when the Liberals and the NDP pretend like they take gun violence seriously. They go after law-abiding gun owners. At the same time, they just let gangs do whatever they want. They even lower the penalty for carrying around illegal handguns. And the same time, they're trying to go after a farmer who has a shotgun to protect himself and to get rid of, coyotes and other kind of varmint-type animals on their property. That's where his priorities lie. But again, it's that all Jagmeet Singh has, because he's been stuck in a corner of having to back everything that Trudeau does and not criticize him too much. If he was smart, he would criticize him all the time and pressure Trudeau into doing what he wants. But Jagmeet Singh, again, the hamster does not run that fast inside of his head. And so he instead just keeps deflecting towards the Conservatives as if anyone's going to see clips of him speaking like this. And they're going to be like, yeah, it really is Poilievre's fault for ruining the border, for not operating the government as well as it should be. Yes, it's the opposition's fault 9 years into a Trudeau Liberal government for not getting stuff done. I always love that, where it's the opposition's fault from the perspective of those in government for not like believing in them enough. That's something that Sean Fraser actually said when Leslyn Lewis from the Conservative Party pointed out that their housing goals are literally impossible to achieve. And he attacked her for naysaying their plans, for not believing in it enough and unifying, as if unity and clapping along to whatever Sean Fraser wants to do is actually going to make it happen. But then Jagmeet Singh also posted this the other day. Again, he keeps acting like he's both inside the government and not inside the government at the same time. I know the supply and confidence agreement doesn't mean that means that there's no NDP cabinet ministers, but they can get whatever they want. They can just say we're not going to pass whatever you guys want, and they have a lot of leverage. But Jagmeet Singh's one issue where he pretends like he's fighting the Liberals and the Conservatives on it is on the idea of grocery prices and fighting back against grocery giants. So right here, he posted, "It's not right that you're struggling to afford groceries while grocery giants are posting record profits." One, they're not. He just takes revenue and he assumes it's profit because, again, Jagmeet Singh isn't that smart, so he doesn't understand that what you take home at the end of the day is not your top line numbers. Technically, record profits are always in play because as inflation goes up, your revenue goes up, which means you made more money than last year. He's also been caught several times just lying about profits or revenue. Like he once said that Sobeys had 40% higher revenue this year when it was because they sold a gas station chain that they can no longer operate and make money from. But he was pretending like that was that was money being made off of like fruits and vegetables and cereal. Anyways, he moves on to saying, "It's wrong. I promise you I'll never stop fighting. Together, I know we can change the rules to build a country that looks out for you, not just those on top." And then the headline says, "NDP leader vows to protect consumers from corporate greed." How is he going to protect them? Well, he'll put more taxes and regulations on large grocery store chains, making it so that the smaller chains collapse and we have more power consolidate in the hands of fewer and fewer companies. That's not even exactly like wrong. Like, I don't want to break up Superstore or Walmart. It's not their fault that they're so big. Like, yes, they do lobby the government, but it's all of the policies that Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau back that ends up actually causing corporate consolidation. Larger companies can always absorb the hits that they take from higher taxes and increased levels of regulations better than their smaller competitors can. And so even though that what Jagmeet Singh's doing is going to make them profit less, in the long run, they will profit more in raw dollar terms because even if they get their profits cut from 4% or 5% down to 3%, if they go from controlling 20% of the market to 35% of the market, obviously they're still making more money even though the margin is lower. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about because he is a socialist, and socialists do not understand how the economy works. But anyways, that's pretty much it for me today. No wonder why Jagmeet Singh, even as weak as the Liberals are now, have never been able to crawl out of third place. He does not demonstrate competence. He does not give people confidence he can deliver anything, because even in a position where he can deliver, he doesn't do it. And I don't want any of his agenda being pushed through, but he achieves very little in the position that he's in. Like, I, from a political analyst perspective, like, want to tear my hair out watching a man who could have whatever he wants basically get absolutely nothing every single day. But I guess that's good for all of us that Jagmeet Singh rarely gets his way, at least fully gets his way. Anyways, that should be it for me today, guys. If you want to donate to my legal fund, that's in the description of the video below. If you live in British Columbia, consider donating to the BC Conservatives in the description below as well. That really helps us out. We can beat the NDP. We just need the money. Our polling is better. Our momentum is better. We have a lot of volunteers. We just simply need the money for literature, advertisements, and all that stuff to overcome the NDP, the BC NDP's war chest. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good one.